Soy Paco Larrañaga. Soy un español. 8 años se llevo en un cárcel aquí en Filipinas. Y soy inocente.
My brother is married to Paco's sister, Mimi, and when he was first accused of this crime, we knew that he was in a different island 350 miles away, and they got the wrong guy, and that eventually they'd figure it out and they would release him. That didn't happen.
Sa autopsy report na isinagawa sa bangkay ni Mary Joy, nakitang siya'y ginang-rape o ni-rape ng ilang beses bago itinapon sa bangin.
Paco suffered so many injustices during this whole process, starting right with his illegal arrest. They had no warrant for his arrest. They had no evidence against him at all. There was no proper investigation that was ever done. The media sort of presented him as the guilty party, as the villain behind this whole thing.
We didn't think that it would go beyond preliminary investigation because we had, I think, more than 35 witnesses that said this boy was nowhere near Cebu on July 16.
One after the other, sons and daughters of prominent Cebuano families took the witness stand for the accused, Paco Larrañaga.
They did try to insinuate that we were lying and tried to insult you. They tried to intimidate you a little too much, you know.
This case really rests on the testimony of one witness, Paco's co-accused turned state witness, Davidson Ruscia, who said, yes, we kidnapped the girls and we murdered them and we threw one over this cliff. Without his testimony, they would not have got a conviction. And in the judge's final decision, he says, I don't believe that that body belongs to one of the Chong sisters.
The picture of Mary Joy Chong, was doubtful because they did not take frontal close-up shots of the face. That is why I am not imposing the death penalty.
It's very confusing how he can believe part of what the state witness said, but say he's lying about other things.
It's heartbreaking when Paco's mom realizes that she actually could have avoided all of this. There was an opportunity for Paco to leave the country. His dad was in Spain, his brother was in the US. I mean, they had the means to send Paco away. And his mom was the one who decided.
Habrá fallado yo como una madre. Me suelo preguntar a mí misma, ¿no? Siguiendo la ley, seguir la ley, hacer todo legal.
We didn't know how do you comfort him. How do you tell him, I'm sorry for this injustice. I'm sorry that it happened to you.
The jails are very different in the Philippines. The prison is basically a walled city run by gangs. The prison authorities are mostly on the outside, so it's kind of like a free-for-all.
What will I do today? It's going to happen today. The next day the same. The next day the same. If you want to give up tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, tell them, I'll give up tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, I'll give up tomorrow.
Because Paco wasn't allowed to testify at his own trial, we had to include his voice in this film.
I can never admit guilt because I am not guilty.
Paco represents thousands of people, not only all over the world, but here in the US. People are wrongfully imprisoned, wrongfully sentenced to death, often. Too often.
The Paradise Lost trilogy, those films inspired us to make our film. We saw this injustice was happening and we wanted to show that these guys couldn't do it, that they're innocent, completely innocent, and they couldn't have committed the crime.
We want people to take from this film too is the realization how important investigative journalism is in our society and the important role that it plays in having a strong justice system.